Well, hello class, and welcome to week 7 of BACC 635 Advanced Accounting Theory. Hope that each of you are having a great Monday, a great start to this 7th week, and hopefully a great beginning to the grand finale, the last couple of weeks of our course together. As we dive into week 7 this week, we're going to examine the topic of the balance sheet and the statement of cash flows, looking specifically at content from chapter 7 of the course textbook. This week, we'll examine in the content related to the balance sheet and the statement of cash flows, the basic elements that compose those financial statements. Along with that, we'll also learn a little more about how to interpret fair value measurement and some of the emergent issues related to that, along with the ability to identify potential changes in these statements, and more specifically, what changes and variations in the balance sheet and the statement of cash flows come to mean in terms of their implications for business organizations over time, as well as, again, some additional complicating factors, some emergent issues, and some different considerations that apply to the interpretation, the analysis, and the use of information that's provided by these two crucial financial statements. You'll also learn a little more deeply this week about how to evaluate a company's financial performance and its financial position using these statements and the additional insights that this financial information can yield. As you journey through the content this week, you have several familiar assignments that are available for you, including your Week 7 discussion assignment, which will involve obtaining a corporation's annual report and examining and discussing from that report the nature of that company's business, whether or not that company uses the direct or the indirect method of reporting cash flows, and the major source of cash in each of the three sections of the cash flow statement. In order to access those annual reports, you can find those from a number of sources, but if you choose a publicly traded firm, the best one-stop shop for information related to that firm is going to be the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's website, sec.gov, and their EDGAR reporting system. Most, if not all of you at this stage in your education and career will be familiar with that system, but if not, I want to encourage you to go to sec.gov and check it out. You'll find all of their regular financial reports, and specifically the required by law financial filings of publicly traded firms, including their Form 10Q, Form 10K, and Form 8K. All of those are available, along with other forms and other information through the EDGAR filing system. In addition, you'll also have your Week 7 case unit assignment, specifically looking at the use of fair value information and analyzing some different issues and different perspectives related to that. Finally, you'll have your Week 7 ASC research assignment using the Accounting Standards Codification to examine guidance related to the statement of cash flows and integrating your analysis on both the case assignment and the ASC case assignment with peer-reviewed research literature in accordance with the instructions for those assignments. In addition to your regular weekly assignments that will be due this week, I also want to encourage you, if you have not already begun to do so, to take a look at the instructions for your Week 8 final research project and to begin the process of working on that research project now. The Week 8 folder will open a little earlier for you than usual, and that is to afford you some additional time because Week 8 is an abbreviated week. It's a little bit shorter compared to the rest of the weeks of the bi-term, and in order to give you some additional time to complete that project, the instructions for that project were already made available to you by iLearn course announcement last week, but I'll also open the Week 8 folder to give you some additional time to review those final assignments and specifically to engage in that Week 8 research project. I want to encourage you, if you have any questions related to the project or the research process, how to find those peer-reviewed research articles, topics that you may be interested in, perhaps even those outside of the list that is provided. And I do want to mention there is a list of already pre-approved acceptable topics, but if you have an accounting theory related topic that you would like to research and examine in greater depth that's not on that list, please just shoot me an email. You can reach out and I'll be glad to review that topic and to give you approval or give you additional guidance on that. Many of you have already done that, and that's wonderful. But for those of you that are still in the early stages, if you have a topic of interest that's not on that list that you'd like to consider, just reach out and I'll be glad to review that. Also, again, as you move through the process of finding those articles, reviewing reviewing them and putting your research paper, your project together. If you have questions about how to approach it, or if you're stuck on particular issues or just experiencing any challenges, please feel free to reach out. As always, I'll be glad to help and assist you with that process. You can reach me by email at jake.brock@ucumberlands.edu. With that, I want to thank each of you for watching and wish you a fantastic week 7 of our course together.